Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be jumping on here after not being on here for literally a month and then before that for 4 months. I sold 36 plus websites today. You guys know how I set up my websites. I very simply put, make content the focus. I create blog-based content with a mixture of AI content with human written content in each article. And I figure out how to monetize each and every website. And I have sold a little bit, anywhere between, let's say, a third and a half of my portfolio. You guys have heard me say all the time in the past few months that I have over 70 plus websites. And I did, not anymore. But these websites were websites that I would work on time and time again, pretty tirelessly. Obviously, not all on the same site. That doesn't make sense, obviously, but a portfolio of various different websites. And, I was just talking about in my last video of like, what can I even possibly say in all my videos now that I haven't already said? If your goal is to create a website, create blogged articles, learn how to monetize those articles, learn how to create a monetization strategy, the 80-20 rule, all kinds of different things. I mean, the information's here. It's done. It's completed. It's there. There are so many components to websites that make money, and maybe I could make videos on that in the future. But I'm very quickly kind of approaching this, I don't want to say retirement approach, but kind of approaching this idea of, just kind of maximizing cash and just selling most things right now, including assets that produce income. For those who are curious, when I sell a blog, it's going to be roughly 3 times the yearly profit. And as you guys know, these websites are pretty much all profit. The only thing that actually costs money is the hosting, the domain name, the AI, but that's, kind of minute in size compared to the amount of profit it generates. They generate affiliate income, they generate sales, they generate product income, they generate AdSense income. There's a lot of income that it generates. And I think wholeheartedly that the fastest way to actually make money is creating a website and selling it. Because what you're doing is you're kind of cutting through time. I'm probably going to, in my future, create just a few more websites. And I think I'm almost done. I'm really almost done. I have over 30 more that I currently have that produce income. And you guys know my goal last year, which, by the way, I didn't hit, is to hit 100 plus websites that generate income. Obviously, I didn't hit, but I don't need to. It's not like some sort of requirement. I've created many, many, many profit-generating websites in my time. It doesn't sadden me, not even one bit, that I didn't hit that goal, because, I always kind of shoot my goals very, very high. With that being said, I think a lot of people who are listening, to be honest, I was going to say a lot of people who are listening might want to set up their own websites as well and generate income. But to be honest, I don't even know. I haven't been on this YouTube channel in such a long time. I really don't even know what people want. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you want to see? What kind of content do you want to see? I have certain ideas and certain things that I can kind of talk about, like, how to actually make money on these sites and how to monetize these sites and the focus on how you can turn money on these sites. But at the same time, for some reason, like I'm writing content, and I'm working on these blogs these videos, making these videos. And I think people don't really create blogs that much because people are asking me like really, really basic stuff. So I'm really not sure. I covered all the basics, but I'm saying things like, people will be like, oh, how do I make more money on AdSense? Which is like, AdSense is supposed to make up like 5% to 4% of the income you make through a blog website. At least, I'm not going to say supposed to, but for me, that's really what it does. It generates about 4 to 5% of all the income is AdSense. So for me, it's kind of like, you're picking up pennies. You're not focusing on the big things if you're focused on AdSense. And granted, I made videos on AdSense, talking about AdSense. But once again, AdSense is one of those things. It's like people are looking for the pennies to make, the easy money. But if only they knew about really the true opportunities out there of what they could actually generate. But once again, most people, and I hate to say this, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but they have a losing mentality. They're really not studying the game. That when they start a business or they get into something, they don't work as hard as they possibly could. They don't research. They don't try everything they possibly can. Most people, like 99% who try something end up failing. Not because of the system, but 9 times out of 10, it's because of them. They're just not doing everything that they possibly humanly could do before they get into it. And like I said, I feel like I kind of written or, kind of mentioned a lot of the content ideas on this YouTube channel around how to actually create a successful blog, from web design, affiliate marketing, creating emails around the blog site, automating the site using AI, but mixing it with human-based content. I mean, I've even gotten questions like people asking me, like, how does your websites not get hit with Google SEO algorithms? Well, because I'm not just using AI, right? If you look at everybody who's built purely just AI websites, right? Go look at their websites now and kind of track them with SEO, and you can see what kind of links are they holding, their SERPs. They're doing terrible because they're not actually bringing anything new to algorithms. They're not actually doing anything. If you go to my website, cashcownichesites.com, we go over here to the free blogging course is taken down. I mean, I'm really not going to offer it anymore, but yeah, I have to actually fix that because, like I said, it says right here, not enough quantity available. It's done. I mean, I gave this course to over 2,000 people. I mean, so that's pretty much over. But if you go over here to the blogging roadmap, right? And is this the blog post? I don't even know if this is the blog post. It's been so long I haven't even been on here. But I show different examples. Is it this one? It could be a different one. Let's see. Let's click on this one here. It's a blog post on this one's it, showing all the different sources of income. You got AdSense, you got affiliate marketing, you got this is an example of a site that I have that's selling physical products through a blog. Different things like this. It's like people have to understand that your blogged content is an asset. It's way more valuable than some written content or some it's way more valuable than some ads to put on a screen, right? And like I said, AdSense should make about 4 to 5% of all the income you make on a website. So if I was to cut to the chase here on this video, after me selling 30 plus something websites, today as a bulk deal, and I'm not going to tell you how much I sold it for. And I know people are going to ask, oh, how much did you make? It really doesn't matter. I'm not going to share that kind of information. That's my personal. It's how much I make on a daily basis. I'm not going to share that. But people are going to ask, like, for example, what are the most important things to make money on income sites? Number one is niche. I've spoken about this heavily. If you want to succeed with creating one of these websites, you first need to find a niche that is extremely low competition but has high search demand. And trust me, they're out there. I've given so many examples, so many videos. We have 179 videos. Until you've watched every single one of them, you're not going to understand my point. I even created a book about this, The Art of Picking the Perfect Niche for Your Blog. If you want to make money, 9 times out of 10, right, the people who don't make money, who actually go through with the business, which most people don't. Let's be honest. Most people, they create a blog or 2, maybe even 3 or 4 or 5, and then they just quit. And those blogs are mediocre. There's nothing good about them. There's no reason for them to stand out. But anyways, if you're going deep into a business like this, the blogging business, you have to find a niche that is lower competition, virtually no competition, and very high search demand, meaning that not very high as in hundreds of thousands of people are searching, but the search demand exists for something that is no competition. And they're out there. Like I said, these niches are out there, but you have to be ultra specific. I give that powerlifting example. For example, if you're a powerlifter, right? Would it be wise to create content on powerlifting or create powerlifting for content for a very particular audience that happens to be adult female seniors? That's a very specific niche, but they're out there and there's nobody else writing content for them. Zero. So if let's say, for example, you're writing content, right, for seniors who are powerlifters who happen to be female. Who's writing content about that? The answer is nobody, right? And so if your blog exists on that topic, your blog is going to be the only one damn near for the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years on that topic. And you'll be the one raking in all the income associated with it because the people are going to be coming to only you because there is no content that serves another audience or that same audience anywhere else. There isn't. The only time somebody can actually take market share away from you is if they copy your niche, copy your style, copy everything. But by then, you should have your business up there for years. It should have made you money, right? And you should have had other blogs created. And this is what I talk about when I mean finding the right niche. It's not just something like, oh, I like writing about flowers. Let me write about flowers. No, it has to be something ultra specific. When you do find that perfect niche, you have to think about what kind of content am I going to write even before I release it. Before you buy the domain name, before you buy the website subscription, before you start designing the website, you have to know what content topics are going to be there on your site and how they're actually going to provide you income. You're not going to be able to figure that out if you just buy the domain name, you hope everything's going to go well, and you're excited. And let's be honest, that's how most people do these kind of businesses. Most people think of like, oh, it'd be nice to write about dogs, for example. And they'll go out there, and trust me, I've done these mistakes. They'll go out there, they'll buy some domain name, and then they just start writing about dogs. They have no idea how they're going to monetize. They have no idea, they no look into their competition. They don't know what kind of SERPs they're looking at. They don't know what kind of keywords they're looking at. They don't know what kind of competition they're looking at. They're just, kind of Hail Marying it. A month and a half goes down the road. They write 7 to 8 blogs that are really just terrible blog posts. But they're wondering, why am I not getting traffic? What's going on with my website? I see all these other YouTubers making money and doing this, and then they'll hear like a YouTuber, and I hate to say this, I'm not going to say this person's name, but all they care about is impressions. They're like, oh, look at my website, I have 500 impressions on a brand new website. So you know what they do? They go to that person's website, they buy that person's AI writing tool software, right? And they start seeing their impressions go up. But they also see their website being flooded with these really, really trash written articles that are written by AI. And even if the articles sound good and look good, they don't offer anything new to the marketplace. So what happens is Google sees the articles, gives them a boost in impressions, and then 4.5 weeks down the road, after that article is published, it crashes. It doesn't get any kind of impressions. So now they're back at ground zero, and they say, okay, my website now has all these articles. I use the AI softwares, and I don't get impressions anymore. I don't get anything anymore. And they're scratching their head. They're thinking this business is a fail. The truth is that they were doomed from the start, right? And AI is not going to save you. In this business, I promise you, AI will not save you. Google doesn't give a damn if the article is fully written by AI. But what it cares about is bringing something new to the articles, new to the content. That's why they're going to put your article in front of everyone else's. If yours is just a regurgitation of everyone else's article, how does yours become any different? How? And I've kind of talked about this, but you have to have a product, an overall product. Your website is a product. Your article is a subdivision of your product. Everything combined together is your product, and your product is your website. It's not necessarily something that somebody's going to buy, right? And you have to combine your skills to create the best product. So you have to understand what copywriting is. You have to really learn what makes a viewer tick, what makes them want to buy, what kind of problems are they encountering, what kind of solutions do they need. All these things, you have to be an expert in a niche before you just start writing about it, right? Now, once again, either if you're serious about this business, either you're gonna figure this out all yourself, right? You're gonna actually succeed, or you're gonna go through excitement syndrome, which is what I call excitement syndrome. Is you're excited, you're gonna start a blog, you have no idea what you're doing, you're gonna buy some domain name, you're gonna have an idea of what kind of content you want to create, you're gonna start writing, and within 39 days you're gonna quit because you're not gonna see any results, you're not gonna get anywhere, and you're not really knowing for sure that the work that you're doing is gonna get you anywhere. So you start looking at it like a waste of time. You start accepting that you're losing money on this business. You're just not going to come back to it. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, let's face it. And that's the majority of this business for most people. And really, it's no different from any other business. You know, if you look at Shopify, if you look at e-commerce, it doesn't matter what platform, eBay, Etsy, your own store, it's all the same for every business. I mean, you only have the top 5% that make any kind of motion. And out of that top 5%, you got the 2% that succeed, 2% that break even, right? And maybe 1% maybe could have succeeded, but just quit too early or whatever. And then everyone else is just failures, straight up. 95%, they're going to fail. They're going to find a reason to fail. They're going to find a reason not to do well. And that's really what the case is. And I hate to sound mean. I hate to sound arrogant. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but that's just completely the truth in businesses like this. And I kind of outline this point, and I kind of make it very clear that people are like this in these businesses because if I wanted you to succeed, shouldn't I prepare you with all the information before going in firsthand? Like I said, I sold my blogs, my blog posts, my websites that hold blog posts, and these blog posts produce income, right? I sold them. And I sold them, well, first off, I knew that I could make more if I really want to. That's first off. Second off, I have more. It's just getting a lot to manage. I have a lot of things going on. But more importantly, grabbing profits. Why not? Grabbing profits. So, I mean, most people's blogs are doomed from the start. Most people are not going to succeed. And it's not because the business is hard. It's not because there are situations where people are just lucky or unlucky. It's not because any of that. It's simply because they have not done the work. They have not prepared. They have not done the right work. And they have no game plan for the future. And that's really what it comes down to. I hope people don't go through that, but that's just the truth. I mean, that's just the reality. I created blogs, websites, as my main source of income after I sold my very first business 7 years ago, right? And who knows? Things might transition in the future. But for now, I have about, let's say, 30... let's just call it even say 34. I mean, probably a little bit more that generate income. I really have to look into it. But let's just say 34 so we have even numbers here. Let's say 34 more websites that generate income that I am planning on selling. I mean, I've done this so many times. It's really not that hard, but it's understanding is what's the hard part. Once you get the understanding, you're good to go. All right. I hope you guys, this information helps you. I hope you guys succeed. Those who are in the blogging business, don't quit. You're probably just making some mistakes that you could just easily fix. Yes, this business is one of those businesses that do take time, but it also provides income for a very long time. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.